Do you want me to move the table?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it looks better than the cart, but you notice the cart?
I knew that was coming.
And so think about people like that. Like, you need something that they can use all the time. So even if it's too heavy, just put it in the car, push it around. You know, it's no limitations.
So on the rub, right? We've got these briskets. We use the big boys. We cook them low and slow. A long time, long time.
Just removing some of those ashes.
So when it's all coals, right? If it's all coals, it's just an oven, right?
Yeah.
And so we need some fresh wood in there to smoke. So we're constantly playing with the fire. I mean, my ideal barbecue is like bold, strong, punch you in the face kind of flavors. I mean, here at Crossbuck, we really focus on like really strong flavors, you know, and so our brisket should be on point. We're really trying to get your attention, you know, and so when I talk about, you know, just cooking our Central Texas style barbecue, I mean, that's kind of our focus, right? And so we focus on those beautiful techniques that we've learned in Central Texas, low and slow cooking, and we just try to impart flavors from, you know, different regions, different areas around the country. And so, I mean, I think that's kind of why we lean a lot on like Asian flavors and Southwestern flavors and Latin flavors, because they are strong, they are kind of in your face, and that's kind of, you know, what we're looking for. But ideally, as far as technique goes, I mean, we want to offer, you know, a traditionally cooked meats and sides and everything like that. You know, we focus on the quality of our ingredients and the quality of our techniques, and you know, and that's so that's like our ideal spot. That's what we're trying to hit, right? Crossbuck BBQ. The words Crossbuck mean the crossroads. You know, like as far as Crossbuck goes, Crossbuck is a traditional railroad crossing sign. You know, and so Damian and I have been working together for a very long time. We'd like to impart things from all over the country and different flavors, and so we kind of consider ourselves the crossroad of American barbecue. Damian and I have worked together for 15 years. We have a very good working relationship, and so, you know, I mean, when it was time for me to look for something else to do, and he was looking for something else to do too, it kind of just happened naturally. You know, I mean, I'd rather have no other business partner but Damian, right? And so,
I like things to taste the way you want them to taste, in terms of when you add something to it, it has to be there when you put it in your mouth, right? We like to intensify the ingredients, the items that we're cooking. We want you to know they're there when you taste them. A lot of times when you taste something, you know, the salt and pepper that everybody puts on is there. You can see it. But the rest of it gets lost during the cooking process, to me. So when we add something, we want you to be like, yeah, it starts developing those flavors in your mouth. Yeah, this hominy is what I was telling you earlier. That's something I grew up eating. We just mix a little bit of the street style Mexican corn. We mix it with the epazote, a little bit of heavy cream, delicious. And then you go into the next step, which is adding a little bit of the cotija cheese. And cotija make it so good and delicious. We add some of the secret magical herbs, spices to it. And then finishing up with pico de gallo. That completes the hominy. Delicious, creamy, savory, delicious. Ideal barbecue, I don't know. I mean, it depends on who you are, what you like. But my ideal of barbecue is a bunch of people around, having a good time while you're doing it. No rushing on taking things out of the smoker. No peeking. Just let it take your time. Let it cook whatever time it takes.
We also got our cold sides over here. You know, right here we have our beautiful potato salad. It's a dill pickle potato salad. Roast and poach these potatoes. Have some mixed veggies with it. We'll finish it off with just some pickles and a little bit of our house relish. This little guy right here. And then this miso honey slaw, this is one of my favorites. This is an old recipe. Comes from a restaurant that I worked at a long time ago. What we do is we just thinly slice this cabbage itself and soak it in ice water. That process kind of cooks it a bit, right? And then we're just gonna finish it off with a little miso honey vinaigrette. It's a simple, light, crisp dish. A little bit different flavors. Do you want me to move the table? When we opened, we were in the middle of COVID, and we looked at each other and we were like, we can't just hire big, strong dudes. Like, there aren't people available. We had a 45-minute conversation about what we could do in this restaurant to make it available, every job available for women or men or anyone. And we ended up with a 100% female cooking staff at a barbecue restaurant.
Which is awesome.
So I'd say that like some people might not be trying that hard because it was a 45-minute conversation. Yeah. And that's what it is. Like those, we had the racks built so they meet those. Like they match up to those carts so you can slide things instead of having to pick them up. And then the same in the cooler, so we can slide things off carts instead of having to pick them up. It's that simple change, and we operate with a different type of staff. We're pretty proud of it, right? You know what I mean? Yeah.
No limitations.
So on the rub, right? We've got these briskets. We use the big boys. We cook them low and slow, a long time, long time. We bet 18 hours on these sometimes.
That's a choice brisket. We use choice.
And we are going to season it
or
strong,
higher.
Right? Make sure it's really seasoned. This is our house seasoning. It's our own recipe, right? We have a few different. We have one just for the beef, which we refer to as the guapo rub. And then we have one that is for pork and poultry, which we call the pepe rub. And the guapo rub. So what we have is we have a good bit of salt in here. That's probably the largest ingredient we have. And then some different spices, right? So it's about 3 parts salt, about 1 part pepper, and then maybe another part, just like maybe a half part, just spices and flavorings.
Yeah.
We use things that are pretty straightforward. It's garlic powder, it's a little bit of cumin, it's paprika, it's kind of the regular things. But you know, I mean, when you're making a rub, that's kind of what you focus on. So we keep this pretty basic. It is flavorful, it is powerful, but it does not have any, flavors from around the country. We're just really focusing on American style flavors on this one, right? And that is the rub on all of our beef. The pork rub has just a little bit less of a kick to it, right? Beef rub is going to be a little bit stronger to hold up to those good beefy flavors, right? So we will season this and let it sit, allow those flavors to soak in. I like to do that for at least 10, 12 hours. And then from here, we're going to go into the smoker, right? So this is our afternoon, morning time process. Get these ready to go. Go back into the cooler with that guy. Allow it to soak up some of that.
It comes from the heart. So you put your heart on the dishes, on the food that you cook, that you prepare, that you talk, and then builds through the process of teaching and showing other people how to do it. But when customer comes back after they eat and they tell you how good or how interesting the flavors that they find in the dishes that you cook are compared to what they taste in the past or other places, it's when you realize that you're making a difference. When you want to be somebody else, then somebody that is not out there. I think that at first it was a little bit of interesting for people. Like, oh, that's interesting. Like they have this, they have that. But once they taste it, because I think that's usually how people eat. They eat with their eyes first, and if it looks interesting, they try it. A lot of times, they're afraid to ask for something because they don't want to eat something they're not familiar with. So I think building that relationship with new people that are for the restaurant, and once they see that it is full of flavor, not strange, but in a different way of putting things together, they're like, this is good. this is good. Yeah, we had customers like yesterday. One lady came in and she said, never been here. I see you all the time. So I'm gonna give it a try. So what do you recommend? I said, I don't know. I mean, everything is really good. Brisket is what we sell the most. So today is prime rib. I said, try it because we only cook that once a week. And she tasted it and I said, is it good? And I said, go sit down and we'll talk. And she came back, she said, I'm so impressed with those flavors. I said, I didn't think it was gonna be this good because everything is smoked. Obviously, everything's smoked. I said, but it didn't take all that like smoke into the flavors, like the stuff that you put around and the sauce it comes with and this and that it pairs just perfect. And I said, thank you. She said, you got me. You got me. So yeah, just they respond really good. Yeah.
So as far as what Crossbuck BBQ focuses on, Central Texas barbecue is more the technique of Central Texas barbecue. And we really focus on a low and slow cooking process. You know, some of our meats get finished as low as like 190 degrees. And so it's really just about letting it do what it needs to do. And then when you talk about Central Texas barbecue as far as the flavor profile is, we are really focused on the flavors of the meat and the quality of the meat and the quality of the items. You know, and a big saying down in Central Texas is no sauce needed, right? You know, and so we want to focus on that first. Like, don't worry, we have a couple of different sauces and they're fantastic. But you know, we really focus on the quality of each ingredient. And then as far as like Central Texas, it really does focus on post oak. Most everybody in Central Texas is using post oak. Post oak versus hickory or mesquite. Post oak more is a gentle smoke, and you're not going to get that hard smoky flavor, which again gives us the opportunity to really focus on the quality and the flavors and the intense rubs that we have on those meats.
Oak, white oak, called post oak. That's post oak that we use, 99% post oak. Sometimes we can get our hands on fruit trees that add a little bit of flavor to certain meats, especially fish and chicken. But for the most part, it's post oak. Just removing some of those ashes.
So when it's all coals, right? If it's all coals, it's just an oven, right?
Yeah.
And so we need some fresh wood in there to smoke. And so we're constantly playing with the fire.
Our smokers are insulated all the way around and have about 3 inches of insulation. So it holds the heat for a long time. I mean, you get it going in the morning and then you can keep it warm for a long time. This is a two-man process, like you can see. I mean, it takes
like
two
he has to
people.
hand me the
I have to
wood.
hand them the wood. You have to choose the specific logs to go in.
So
Then
we're
you
in
can
here.
see one of the smokers has that one has some briskets in it. If you want to show them the beautiful racks that you can slide out.
So we got these racks, we can slide them out. They're stainless steel, they hold. Not everything comes out like that. That's part of our design to help people move things back and forth. You know, and that's what we're saying. It's like an 18-hour, 24-hour smoke sometimes. You know, we cook. We have changed our process a little bit to where we cook really, really low. We finish these guys off at about 200 degrees. And it helps us retain as much volume and beauty of the brisket as we possibly can. It takes a while to learn how to cook briskets. We've done the numbers. Damian and I together have cooked like well over 250,000 briskets, right? If you add it all together. So, you know, I mean, a lot of times we do teach little brisket classes and cooking classes here, there, whatnot. You know, and so we'll say that you are really focusing on this area right here and like how that feels and how it looks and whether it jiggles. Now, when me and Damian, like we can see a brisket from 20 feet away and tell you if it's done or not, you know? And so, I mean, the best way to deal with the briskets and get to know how to cook a brisket is cook more. You're gonna make some mistakes. You're not gonna cook it quite as much as you want to. And that is the biggest thing that we see people make their mistakes on their briskets, just not cooked long enough. Most people who are having trouble with their briskets, it's not done yet, and they didn't have the patience. Barbecue does take a lot of patience. You gotta wait, right? And here we got some things cooking. This is a little venison ham. We made that in-house. It's a little project for a friend of ours that we're cooking up.
Yeah, I think when you let somebody with the freedom of expressing their passion for what we have, the kitchen, the cooking, like it can shine bright. And sometimes, like when I started cooking with Tim, I didn't realize like all the techniques that he had don't have the same techniques. The outcome is just to provide with a delicious meal. How do you get there? Just show me. You know, you have your ways, I have my ways, but let's get going. And I learned a lot from what he is really good at, what he has done for a long time. So to me, somebody who says I know it all is not willing to learn, versus somebody who says I don't know it, because you're open to everything. So somebody comes in with their mentality ready to learn, we're here. Yeah.
Yeah, love it. Love it. And I've obviously learned a lot from Damian. We learn a lot from our employees every day. Everybody has something to offer. And there's nothing I love more than, working with one of my employees on a traditional recipe that they love, that their mom used to make, and so I can learn what it was and what it's really supposed to be. Like that is about the most fantastic thing that can happen to me in a day. Yeah. I do have a strong background in fine dining restaurants. I've done a lot of wine tastings, a lot of beer tastings. A few months ago, we created Supper Club. It is a labor of love for me and Damian. It is a fine dining style meal. We are trying to get it as heightened as possible, and we spend a lot of time on it, and there's a lot of different components to the dishes. But it is a casual environment, and we're happy if you wear a t-shirt and flip-flops, and it should be a fun time. We do about 6 courses paired with 6 different drinks, and it is an opportunity for us to show our creative side. After a while, you're just kind of focusing on the menu and the menu and the menu, and this is just an opportunity for us to do something totally different. It is an awesome creative outlet for me and Damian. We really, really enjoy it. It is a fun time, and we're hoping the customers are enjoying them as much as us. I think it's close, but I think we enjoy it a little bit more. So it's a good time. We've grown to quite a big crowd for the supper clubs. We're doing pretty well. And we're gonna keep pushing them. We do them about once a month, and it's fun. It's good times, yeah. So right now at Supper Club, we're selling about 40 seats. We do it 1 or 2 big long tables. It is supposed to be a communal type of meal. Make some friends, have some laughs, have a good time, There'll be plenty of drinks, so about the 4th course, everybody's laughing pretty hard. You can make reservations online. They do sell out. It is not a kind of walk-in kind of thing. Just keep paying attention to us. You can find it on the website, crossbuckbbq.com, crossbuckbbq.com, you can buy tickets there, and we're ready for you.
I think when it comes to barbecue, that's mainly what you get from people. What is that? What's the ingredients? What you cook? How do you cook it? And I love it. I just think that sometimes I answer more than what they ask. So yes, I think that the questions are always there.
The mission of Crossbuck, we want to be the best in the world. That is our focus. Damian and I get here every day. We are here every single day, taking care of the food, focusing on the food. It is a counter service restaurant. We're simple. We're very approachable, we're very casual, but at the same time, we treat the food like it is a fine dining restaurant. We have a very strong love for ingredients. We have great respect for our recipes, and we focus on those things as much as we possibly can. As far as the mission goes, for me, I've been in the restaurant industry a long time, and I think every mission for every restaurant should be just really one customer at a time. And we have a great time trying to touch the customers and focus on that. Make sure everybody's having a good time. And that's our mission. We really just want to keep building, right? And so We're focusing on building up our staff and having as many experts around us as possible. And we're focused on looking for new locations and moving forward with that. But I guess if I could put a pin on one thing, it'd be like take over the barbecue world. That's our plan. Yes, world domination.